George was born in 1950 in Springdale, Arkansas. He grew up working alongside his father and grandfather in the family poultry business, George's Incorporated, which he would eventually take over in 1980.
It's home, and Arkansas's home. Fayetteville was the biggest at the time, then Springdale, then Rogers, and then Bentonville, and you had a lot of space in between. Now they're all together, as we all know. I thought it was the greatest place in the world. Still do.
Gary's grandfather, C.L. George, started hauling live chickens from Arkansas across the Midwest in the early 1920s. These entrepreneurial efforts were the foundation for what would eventually become George's Incorporated.
I've been asked, what made you think about wanting to come into the family business? It was just, I knew I was going to do it the whole time. I saw that my granddad and my uncle and my dad, how they work together, how they interact. They had different responsibilities. When I was growing up, my granddad, he was taking care of cattle, peach orchards, and buying and selling land. And my uncle and dad ran the chicken business. My dad had me come work in like the hatchery. I started at 12 years old. I'll never forget, I dropped a tray of eggs, and I thought, well, boy, somebody's gonna come clean this up. Well, all they did is laugh at me and said, doesn't matter who you are, you're cleaning that up.
Today, George's Incorporated is home to over 7,000 employees and is one of the top 10 largest vertically integrated chicken producers in the U.S. By the time Gary took over the company in the 80s, he took what he had learned from his mentors and pushed George's Incorporated to even greater heights.
When I came with the company, we had one processing plant. We had an egg business that they started, I believe, in the 50s. The next biggest move would probably be building in Cassville, Missouri, and that was in the mid-80s. Within those 3 years from building that plant, that hatchery, the mill came a little later, and this office, I spent more money in 3 years than the history of the company had been. Of course, it cost a lot more to build. I went into my dad, and it's kind of amazing as I look back on it, he never questioned it. And then, I believe it was 2000, we had an opportunity to buy a complex up in Virginia. The next major move was 2017 or 18, buying Ozark Mountain Poultry in Batesville 4 or 5 years ago. That's just the big acquisitions that formed what we have today. In this industry, you gotta keep innovating, you gotta keep doing new things, and you gotta keep growing.
Gary couldn't have made the company what it is today without a reliable partner by his side. Gary met Robin in college and quickly knew she was the woman he wanted to marry.
She has to get a lot of credit for anything I've done. I will bounce critical things off of her just to get her perspective on things. She's very calm. She made it balance between business and family. She just made my life a lot easier.
Robin helped Gary to process and overcome many challenges he would face as president of George's Incorporated, but there were other obstacles they would have to overcome together beyond the family business.
One of my boys, about 2 weeks old, Robin, my wife, said, something's wrong. And we took him Monday morning, and he said, he's in heart failure. You need to get him to Little Rock, to Children's. We flew in, and a fellow named J.B. Norton saw him, and they did a procedure on him that was relatively new. I'd tell him to his face, you saved my son's life.
Recognizing the profound impact that Arkansas Children's Hospital has on the lives of countless families, including his own, Gary made a decision that transcends profit margins.
We could make that going back to Little Rock, back and forth, but we thought about how fortunate we are to be able to do that, but people that can't, it really helps them to have something up here, and sometimes they have to go down there. But it was about 2008, 2009, we offered them some land if they would build a hospital up here. And I think if you know anything about Arkansas Children's and Children's Northwest, how successful it's been. It was embraced by Northwest Arkansas, and there's been plenty of people that stepped up and have made it what it is. It's helping every child in the state of Arkansas.
Gary's charitable contribution to Arkansas Children's Hospital has helped thousands of families and stands as a testament to his compassionate vision.
I was very close with my grandfather and my uncle and my dad and how they treated people. That's what rubbed off on me. We like to have fun. I'm a person that likes to joke and have fun with people, but yet we'll get down to business also. And so I think that's worked out good for us. It's a great honor to be inducted into the Business Hall of Fame and to see who you're joining. You kind of wonder, do I really deserve this when I look at the people that are in there? But I am very honored.